Conversations in the Kitchen, a series where I invite some pretty incredible people into my kitchen for a cook and chat. Now, if you've been following along, I've spent the better half of the last 2 years designing and planning my dream kitchen, and I'm so excited to have you here with me. Today, I have a very special guest who played an important role in the functionality and planning of my kitchen. So I remember spending a whole weekend, I actually just don't even think I left the house, trying to work out where every single drawer went, so where my cutlery went, where my appliances went. It was very stressful. I had a measuring tape out, and let's be honest, I have no idea what I was doing. But that all changed when I visited the Blum showroom and did a kitchen test drive with Linda. So to kick off the series, I'm so excited to have Linda from Blum as my first guest. Welcome.
Thanks for inviting me, Jackie. This looks amazing.
So what do you think? You haven't seen it since...
No, I haven't. Last I seen it was still plans, and now it looks fantastic.
It is very different from the plans, obviously. So when I first came to you at the showroom, I thought I had the idea of what I wanted. So I thought, oh, I'm gonna have, I don't even remember, I think I had over here now is my plates, and I think I had them in here. But with the kitchen test drive, you flipped it upside down and we moved everything around, and I'm gonna be honest, the functionality of it is better than I expected.
We broke it into zones. We looked at how you work and where you needed to use things and where to put things, and just you're so excited because you could see how the kitchen was going to work, and now to see the end result, it looks fantastic.
Thank you. I'm so happy with it. I just think I'm in here every day for work, and I spend 99% of my time in my kitchen, even if it's working at the kitchen bench or actually physically cooking. But yeah, it's worked out great, and I've noticed the difference when I cook.
And what's been your favourite thing?
Everyone asks me that. I have 3 favourite things. I can't have one. My drawer, my bin drawer, so automatic, so when my hands are dirty, I always use this example. When I'm cooking my eggs in the morning, I have eggy hands and I don't need to touch the handle.
Yeah.
The organisation with all the
dividers.
And then I would say my pantry, which was a big thing that we changed.
Definitely.
So I know I just wanted to have shelves, and then you flipped it around and we put the pull-out drawers in there, and it saves
Started
so much.
as a blind corner pantry, little shelves.
Now I'm like, what was I thinking?
It's going to be really difficult to get into, and then we put a space tower in.
It was really good.
Yeah, the difference in a space tower, I'm really excited to see it.
I was, to be honest, so when they were in the process of building it and I saw the cavity for it, I freaked out a bit because I was like, it's too small. Because when I do a lot of client cooking, I have at the moment I have like 20 different flours in there, because all it is all client ingredients, but it fits everything.
It does.
I have enough space. But I have you here today, which I'm very excited because we're gonna cook. So I heard that you like baking.
Love cooking, love baking.
And one of the most recipes that I bake, the recipe I probably do the most, is when I have old bananas and do a banana bread, which I also do for my nephews and nieces, because it is egg-free, nut-free, dairy-free. It's actually plant-based, which happened by accident, and it's absolutely delicious. So
Fantastic.
we're gonna cook this today. First things first, we will use the KitchenAid, but let's do our dry ingredients. While we're doing this though,
You're going to show me where everything is.
no, we're gonna do some questions. So I'm gonna ask you questions while we're cooking so we can all get to know you a little bit better.
Okay.
Okay, so first up, we need 2.5 cups of spelt flour. So I'm gonna put you on that for me, and I'm gonna get our first question ready at random. Okay, this is a goodie. So what would you say your least favorite food is?
Nuts.
Oh, because you're allergic to nuts.
Nuts and oysters.
Oysters?
Don't like oysters.
I love oysters.
Yeah,
Like
no.
even like Kilpatrick oysters, or just...
No, I have tried multiple ways, and oysters are just not my favourite thing at all.
I'm on a big like oyster roll at the moment. Wow, that's okay. Shocking. Nuts, I understand, allergy, totally fine. Okay, so we have 2.5 cups of spelt flour. I love using spelt flour, just it gives it a really nice flavor.
Yep.
And then we're going to go with our baking powder and some cinnamon. So actually I can show you this one.
Spice straw.
This is my spice straw.
Fantastic.
I remember when we did when I came into the showroom and you were telling me this is my preparation zone and you were like, Jackie, this is where you're gonna cook. And I was like, no, it's not. I'm gonna use the bench. So every single night when I cook dinner, this is the only space I use. And it's good because for one person, it's really easy to clean up and great. Yeah. But everything I need is here. So I have my chopping boards, my spices, everything out of the fridge, and I cook it here. So I really have to thank you.
And we spoke about because you were right-handed, so everything was
I don't
right
even
near
remember
your
that.
cooktop.
But
so
there is a reason for absolutely everything.
That's right. There's a reason when planning your kitchen why you put things where you put them.
And I never knew that much went into it.
That's right. There's a lot involved.
Okay, so baking powder, 1.5 teaspoons, and then 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. So I love, you can do cinnamon, you can do nutmeg. Cinnamon is my absolute favorite. My funny story. So my grandma, who lives downstairs, it's cinnamon from the Greek shop, and she calls it cannella, which I think is what cinnamon is in Greek. But she only buys the one from the Greek shop, and when I'm cooking, she won't let me use any other cinnamon but the special one that she has. So it's like a thing in our family.
Lovely.
Next up is, that's all of our dry ingredients. So if we can mix that, I'll get you to mix that while I ask you the next question. Oh, okay. What's your favorite condiment? And we've had some mixed questions.
Probably oregano.
Oh yes, I love oregano. Fresh or dry?
Both.
I love fresh oregano.
I prefer fresh. If I've got it in the garden, always
it's hard
fresh.
to,
but sometimes that can be temperamental. So certainly always having it on hand as dried as well is good.
Yeah.
Great in lots of different things. So.
Okay, so we're going to pop in 1 cup of coconut sugar. I love using coconut sugar. It's a little bit of not as sweet as brown sugar, but it gives you a really nice like caramelly sort of flavor. So we'll pop that in, and then the next part is all of our wet ingredients. If we can mix that one up. Okay, one more question before we do our bananas. Okay, so if you could pick one product for your kitchen, Blum product, what would it be?
Servo drive Uno.
My bin drawer.
Bin drawer. You don't realise how many times a day you actually open the bin when you're cooking.
Yes.
And it can be the simplest thing, from a tea bag to vegetables, or you're cooking on the stove and you've got eggshells.
That's my biggest thing, is my eggshells every morning. Yeah. It's definitely one of my things I know now I can't live without. And I actually have a cousin renovating his house, and that's the one thing I've said, if you're going to get anything, this is what you need. It'll make your life easier.
I'm a very fussy cook. I'm very clean in the kitchen. And one thing I just don't like is the fact if you've got to try and open a bin, or you've got to wash your hands and go back to what you're doing. Hands down, my favourite thing.
Okay, so we're going to head into the Butlers and use the KitchenAid. I actually really hate mashing bananas manually. I say that. So we're going to do it all in the KitchenAid, all the wet ingredients, and then mix it all together.
Excited to see the pantry.
Okay. Welcome to my butler's pantry.
Brilliant.
It's great, hey?
Yeah.
So I think on the original plan, it was my dining room, which couldn't fit anything. Put the wall up. This is my main cleaning area and my dishwasher. But yeah, even the fact that we put drawers here with my cups was a great decision. Yeah. Because I have my coffee machine. I make my coffee here every morning.
Yeah. I remember the concern was, am I going to have enough space? Where am I going to put everything?
I have too much space at the moment. Yeah. Okay, it's not that it's a bad thing. I have a lot of space. I still have, I'll admit it, I still have some empty drawers, but I know
can never have enough space in a kitchen, and it can never be organisation is such an important.
Yes. And I love
have things where you use it.
Yeah.
So mugs here with your coffee machine, brilliant.
Works great. Okay, so get my kitchen. I'll get you to come around here. So this is like one of my. Okay, so we did say. I think I've already named 3 things that are my favourite, but this is also another favourite. So this is the pull-out drawer.
Shelf lock. Yeah.
Yes, shelf lock. That's what it is,
Yeah.
and it does lock in, which I love because the kitchen needs heavy.
It is, yeah.
Like, I know I'm young and strong, but it is very heavy. Let me lock that one in too.
It's right where you need it.
And I use this every second day, pretty much.
Perfect.
So yeah, it's my favorite thing. I actually want to get one for my grandma because she always calls me up to come move her mix master. So what we're gonna do is let's 4 bananas into the KitchenAid, and it's just the easiest way to do it. In they go. I'm gonna pop a bit of vanilla in there. I never measure my vanilla. I love vanilla. I never measure it. So, half a cup. Oh, I didn't give my half a cup, quarter of a cup. Half a cup of olive oil. So instead of using butter and eggs, it helps bring it all together.
Yeah.
So, oh my God, it takes so long to come out.
I haven't made a banana cake without eggs, so there's
Really?
No.
Okay, yeah, like I said, this was an absolute like fluke of a recipe when I had all these bananas that I needed to get rid of, absolutely no eggs. We're gonna put in, I have some spare oat milk. I always keep a Tetra Pak of something, this one's already open, but in the pantry just in case.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do 3/4 of a cup. I've actually done this before with just water. So when I've had absolutely nothing in my pantry,
Yeah.
it comes together great still. Okay.
Fantastic.
And then, okay, I didn't think of that, did I? I should have done the bananas before I did. I totally should have done the bananas before I put the liquid in, but I wasn't thinking. We were just talking too much. I like to keep my bananas chunky too. I don't want them really smooth.
Okay.
So as you slice it up, you get nice chunks of it.
Dips the banana in it.
So, do you want to grab the dry ingredients and we'll slowly start putting them in? Okay. That should be good enough. So, we just need to add, usually just add a little bit in at a time. And then just lightly mix it. It's really easy. I make this one with my nephews and nieces a lot too. Super easy. And the cinnamon is delicious.
You can already smell the bananas and the cinnamon now.
There's a lot of bananas in this, but
Very healthy. It's yummy.
Yes, I had plenty spare, and when I buy bananas every week and sometimes I don't eat them, but I just freeze them otherwise and then just use the frozen, I defrost a little bit.
I often do the same.
Yeah.
Bananas, leftover bananas, they're great in a cake.
And that's it.
Fantastic.
So that, take that off, and we'll take this and pop it in a pan. Okay, so our banana bread batter is done. We'll just grab out of the bottom drawer my tin. It should be there. Yes. What I usually do, just to keep the paper down, is a little spray of olive oil.
Spices nostril.
That will. stick it down nicely. And I'll get you to empty that one in there. Will I ask you another question? Okay. Oh, this is a good one. I know you said that oregano is your favorite condiment, but what's your favorite thing to cook?
I like doing desserts. So
If you had to pick one to cook, what would it be?
probably something I just do that's really basic and quick and easy. It's just a really nice brownie, but often add other things to them.
brownie.
You know, raspberries and, you know, different things just to make it, you know, really fresh and
Love a
yummy.
brownie.
So it's just quick and simple, and, you know, if you've got that last minute visitor popping in,
Yeah.
it's the
And you usually
ingredients
have
sort of
everything.
have.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Amazing. I was
And everybody
actually
loves it.
going to do today, I was thinking, I was tossing up between the banana bread and I do a really nice brownie cookie. So it's like a really chewy cookie, but I had all the bananas that were going yuck. So I was like, we'll make banana bread.
Perfect.
So she's ready in the oven, 190, and that will take about 45 minutes to cook through. It, like you would know this, but it really depends on the pan you put it in, the loaf tin. That one is actually a new one, which I love. Takes a little bit longer because it's a little bit smaller and higher, but I used to have a really long one, but they came out, I didn't like the sizes of them. So we'll come back in about 45 minutes and grab our banana bread.
Sounds great.
Awesome.
A few moments later.
Okay, banana bread is ready.
Smells amazing.
Oh my gosh. I love the cinnamon.
Delicious.
Yum, that's hot. Okay, so
We need a knife.
see, yes, if you can grab. Ah. You find the bread knife. Thank you. Okay. Go around.
So what was the reaction, Jackie, from all your friends and family with your new kitchen?
Oh my god, my grandma lost it. She brings her friends up to see my kitchen. Like it's her own kitchen, which I love because my family is a big part of my kitchen. So, you know, this is where we had, was it Easter this year? I've had one family event here already and I really want to have more coming up. But yeah, everyone loves it. The organisation is like, I think people get scared to touch anything, but I'm like, no, I want it to be a place where people enjoy. Like the reason I chose this bench top is because, you know, it's stain resistant. Like it's somewhere that people can do things on. I'm not worried about that. I'm not stressed about that. Did you want to grab 2 forks out, please?
Yeah, organisation is such a big part of the kitchen, and love.
You
what
can
you've
tell,
done.
can't you?
It looks amazing.
So my biggest thing is this drawer and how well everything lines up. It is also how square the cutlery is, but I think everything has a place in this kitchen.
It does.
And I guess it was a big part of doing the test drive because I knew coming out of that, and I think it was a big relief leaving, knowing that, okay, I'm not stressed about the build anymore because I know where everything's going and I know that I'm already going to enjoy it.
And we went through and we broke the kitchen down into those zones, and we looked at where things were going to go and how you cooked and what was going to suit your needs, and it's just turned out amazing.
I know. I'm very happy with it.
That's great.
Okay, let's try our banana bread.
Fantastic.
Let's see how this goes.
Thank you. Delicious. Beautiful. Thank you.
It's good. I always act surprised. Like I'm like, oh my god, it's so delicious.
Yummy. I'll get the
Thoughts?
recipe.
Yes, I'll share the recipe with you. Well, now we have it all. I am so grateful that I was able to invite you into my kitchen to cook banana bread with me. You and the team at Blum have been absolutely incredible in helping me create my dream kitchen.
It's our pleasure, and thank you for inviting me. The kitchen looks amazing. It's so good to see the end result.
I'm so glad I was able to have you as my first guest.
Exciting. Thank you.
If you love the recipe that Linda and I cooked today, you can find it on my Instagram, link below. If you enjoyed this episode of Conversations in the Kitchen, you can subscribe or click the bell to be notified for the next one. Thank you so much for joining me.